ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our third video of our series, A Student's Perspective on the IB. In this video, we will be discussing CAS.
Hello, and I'm back with IB.
Firstly, CAS stands for Creativity, Activity, and Service. There's three strands for CAS, as in the name, and which are often interwoven with particular activities and are characterized as follows. So creativity, anything to do with arts and other experiences that involve creative thinking. An example would be learning the piano or making posters around the school for different to raise awareness over different issues. Then there's activities, any physical exertion contributing to a healthy lifestyle, complementing academic work elsewhere in the DP, like any sports or any activities as such. Then there's service, any unpaid, that's important, unpaid and voluntary exchange that has a learning benefit for the student, the rights, dignity and autonomy of all those involved and respected. CAS enables students to enhance their personal and interpersonal development by learning through experience. It provides opportunities for self-determination and collaboration with others, fostering a sense of accomplishment and enjoyment from their...
At the same time, CAS is an important counterbalance to the academic pressures of the DP, as we all know. In order to demonstrate the concepts, students are required to undertake a CAS project. This entails challenges to show initiative, demonstrate perseverance, develop skills such as collaboration, problem solving, and decision making, as you are required to do it with another schoolmate under the supervision of a school teacher. And to transfer us into a different segment, we have a series of questions that we will be discussing in this video. The first question we have, what do you like about CAS? I'll hand it over to Cited.
So personally, I think that CAS is very interesting, and a lot of IB students may not appreciate it as much, but since it is mandatory, you have to do it, so you might as well put all your efforts in it. And it's a kind of an opportunity to have a different side of you, develop a different side of you, such as like creative thinking. You can learn new skills, you can learn more about your society, your community, everything. And I think it's very important to do CAS. It allows students not to be nerds and only work on school work and academic work, but also a chance for students to work on themselves, learn more about themselves, their passions. And it is also important for university applications. The universities are able to understand and know that you're a very well-rounded person and that you will be a good addition, not only academically, but also socially to school. So the second question that I want to ask you, Ivy, is what do you dislike about CAS?
Well, there isn't anything in particular that I dislike about CAS, but as a student, of course, I initially looked at the overall CAS program and I was questioning why they constantly made us reflect, look back on the outcomes, keep thinking about the learning outcomes as you're doing the particular activity. I came from an AP curriculum school, or an American curriculum school, and the way we did it was we had community service hours that just tracked how much we did, what we did, and for how many hours that we did this particular activity. Coming into the IB, the reflective process seemed quite extra and entailing to me, but then I later realized that this reflective process is really good in terms of self-exploration and really seeing the value of the things you do now.
So the third question is, what are some tips you can give some newcomers?
Tips. When I first got introduced to the CAS program, I thought it was all about doing big projects, initiating big projects, helping tutoring kids, a constant outflow of community service activities. But I figured that a lot of them could also be self-improvement or taking up new hobbies, possibly even reading a book, helping out elders. It was very subjective activities that they all count towards taking a CAS. For example, I started to take up horse riding as a hobby, as well as mountain hiking, and I was independently studying French on Duolingo, and I turned out to really like it a lot.
Yes, so to add on to what Ivy said, I think it's very important to do CAS. As a student myself, I don't think I would have done like most of the activities that I did through CAS if it was on my own accord, but due to the fact that it's mandatory, it pushes students to go out there and do what they want to do and find new passions. So the fourth question is, what did you do for your CAS project, and you want to explain your experience with it?
Well, what did I do for our CAS project? We are doing it right now, presenting you guys the IB program. We saw it in a sense of initiative. We post these on YouTube and put it out there for the greater good, for the people who are interested in studying going into the IB program and want to see the cons versus pros from a very subjective student perspective.
So to add on to what Ivy said, I think the CAS project is very interesting, and it extends the CAS experiences to a different level. Some students, for example, in our class did business courses, or making varsity jackets for our school. And I think you can really benefit yourself, and you can also aid and benefit society. So I think that the CAS project is very interesting. It's also something that you can take on later in life. You don't have to be restricted to the 4 mandatory weeks, but you can also extend it further and take it on your own. And the final question is there anything you would like to change about CAS? Something that bothers you?
Something that I'd like to change about CAS. I feel like I would put in a section where it's like the exact number of hours you've been working on it, just so that it's easier for us to transfer these exact CAS activities into the university applications. Because when I went back and was in the process of applying, I kind of had to really ballpark the amount of time that I spent doing a certain activity.
Personally, I think that what I would change about CAS is kind of removes some of the reflective aspect of it, because personally, and I can speak for a large majority of at least people in our class and the grade that was above us, I think that the CAS reflective process is sometimes annoying, and it is sometimes the reason why students dislike CAS or don't want to do CAS. I think that some reflective aspect is important, but I think too much really takes away from the fun. And I think that taking this reflective aspect of it and putting it more in creating a better experience, better description, having more variety in CAS experiences would be more beneficial for everyone. And even if some people might disagree and say that the reflective process is very important, I would say that some students almost don't care about it, and it doesn't reach the intended goal, which is to reflect, and some students just do it to get it over with. And so yes, thank you so much for attending and watching this video entirely, and I hope that we will see you next time and that you've taken what you need from this video.
Thank you and goodbye.